This is Eyewitness News with live breaking news.
We begin with breaking news. The rain causing so many problems out there this morning, including this. Hollywood Burbank Airport. That is a plane that landed after hydroplaning and skidding off the runway. We're live there with the very latest. Also, the rain causing problems in Malibu. We're seeing mudslides in the Malibu Park area, and parts of PCH are shut down right now. And then there's also the snow and ice causing problems as well. The Grapevine has also been closed in both directions. Look at those pictures. What a way to start your morning. Hello, I'm Brandy Hitt. Welcome to Eyewitness News at 11 a.m. We've been talking about the storm the last 48 hours. Let's check in with Leslie Lopez, see where it's hitting right now.
Hey, good morning. Hey, I have some good news. We don't have that flash flood warning any longer for areas of Malibu. So that is now expired. It's supposed to expire at 10:45. Has expired, which is great news. We had an interesting little event happen right over the burn area. We had these cells that moved across the area and produced a lot of rain in a short amount of time, and it met that threshold. Fortunately, at this point, we haven't seen any mud flows or debris flows. However, there may be some loosened rocks, and so there's still recommendations to heed any warnings through that area for the next several hours. We're also looking out at this purple color here, which is a winter weather advisory, and then this pink is a winter weather warning, which is active snow falling, and we are seeing treacherous conditions if you're making your way up. Now, here's what it looks like at this point. We have a lot of rain moving through the area still. Some of the stronger cells that we are seeing are moving through Long Beach. We're seeing moderate downpours there. We're seeing moderate rainfall moving into Newport and then stretching all the way up into Santa Ana. Light rainfall from most areas here, though, and it's good to see some clearing. Finally, some clearing right here in Thousand Oaks, where we're seeing that Woolsey fire burn area, and snowfall. Already getting reports of 3 inches of snow for our local mountains, and there's more to come. So we're increasing snowfall totals, too. I'll show you that coming up in a full forecast. Rain continues throughout today. Over to you, Brandy.
Okay, it's nice to see some breaks, though. Thank you so much, Leslie. Let's get to that breaking news right now in the scare at the Hollywood Burbank Airport. We have Air 7 HD live right now overhead. You're looking at a Southwest plane that went off the runway earlier this morning while landing in the rain this morning. That is the plane that they're looking at right now. The passengers are now off the plane. Let's get to Eyewitness News reporter Miriam Hernandez. She's live at the scene. That had to be terrifying for those passengers, Miriam.
That's right, and not a lot more moving here out on the ramp, out on the runway, because many flights have been canceled due to that FAA inspection now, the investigation of what went wrong or what happened here in regard to the weather. We just talked to a passenger who was on that Southwest Flight 278 coming in from Oakland, and he said that the pilot told them that it's raining, it is a short runway, it's going to be a tricky landing. So let's take a look at the scene. Definitely heavy rain at 9 a.m. and what we're hearing is that the pilot hit the runway. He slid, he hit the brakes, he hit reverse thrust just in time. And another safeguard you might see in those photos is what is called EMAS. It's crunched up cement, and it's an arrestor bed. The wheels sink into that material, that soft material, and they stop the plane. Now, here is how it felt, according to Grant Palmer, who was on that plane.
As we landed, you could feel the brakes, and I fly to Burbank a lot, so I know that it's you have to hit the brakes. It's a short runway, and then mud started hitting the windows, and then you could see smoke and water, and I started noticing the plane going sideways, and then we came to a stop, and I noticed that we were right up against the retaining wall. To tell you the truth, I kind of got into a kind of a emergency preparedness talk as my coworker he was doing emails all the time. I'm like, guy, the plane's going sideways.
Oh, back now live. Our audio here is not that consistent given the weather and everything else. I was just telling you that there is a line of people who've been waiting for cabs. The airport is putting people in taxis to transport them to LAX in order to catch a plane. We've talked to a number of people saying that their flights have been canceled. So if you have a flight coming in or out of Burbank, better check the schedule and see whether your flight is still going. Reporting live from Burbank Airport, Miriam Hernandez, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Wow, Miriam, thank you so much. When you look at those pictures and you think about what they went through, my goodness, thank goodness everybody is okay. This rain, though, is also now causing mudslides in Malibu right now, and a portion of the PCH is shut down. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell is there live with the latest there. Josh, that is a mess behind you.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Brandy. You know, the rain has stopped in Malibu for the moment, but what a morning it was as the city was pounded with rain, wind, and then mudslides. The morning storm led to road closures throughout many parts of Malibu. The Malibu Park neighborhood, where 40 homes burned during the Woolsey fire, was hit hard by the Thursday morning rain. Crews with Malibu Public Works worked to clear 2 separate mudslides, one on Cuthbert Road, which sent rocks and mud across the pavement and flooded the street as well. Mud flowed into one property and linked with another mudslide on Harvester Road, just 1 street below. There was a mudslide on Cuthbert last week as well in the same spot.
It was pretty heavy. I mean, it's the constant rain is the problem. So if this goes on all day, all bets are off.
Then a mud flow smashed into this car on PCH at Leo Carrillo State Beach, stranding the driver, who was rescued and not injured. The mudslide closed PCH for 2 hours.
Man trying to make it through, just trying to get to work. He's following another truck, and the other truck got through. You can see that large hillside just busted through.
And there's still parts of Malibu without power as crews are racing to restore those valuable services following the Woolsey fire. But that will surely be delayed because of the rain. A disaster recovery center set up for the Woolsey fire had to be closed today because of mudslides. Live in Malibu, Josh Haskell, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Josh, thanks for that view from the ground. Now let's go to Scott Reif in Air 7 HD overhead. Scott, you know, there's a lot of families there hoping to hear some good news from you with your bird's eye view in Malibu right now.
Well, Brandy, it's not horrible news. Now, this is the worst of it. This is right on PCH about Leo Carrillo State Beach. And this is where they had that mudslide that trapped that BMW. I think Josh had some footage of that. There's a couple of concerns here. One is not only the mud and dirt that came down, but the erosion on the south side of PCH. In the long term, I think that might be a factor. They have to make sure that hillside doesn't give away, and I think that could really be a major concern. What we're seeing is I think some residents will get through. Now, it's shut down from Bush Drive on the Malibu side all the way up to Las Posas. We see a vehicle or two getting into their homes, but they're not going to let you through this area right here until they're sure it is secure, it is clear, we don't have any rain at the moment. That is certainly good news, but the Ventura Freeway is going to have to take the brunt of this because folks just can't use PCH, at least for now, for travel. Brandy?
Okay, thanks for that update, Scott. Appreciate it. From Scott in Malibu, let's turn to Leticia Juarez now live in Lake Elsinore, where the Inland Empire has also been getting slammed by rain all week with mud flows and now a warning for possible evacuations there. Leticia.
That's right. We're just getting word of those possible evacuations. We haven't got the definitive answer on that, but it has been raining here in Lake Elsinore throughout the morning. So things are rapidly changing because of that storm that is now coming in, they say, at a very slow rate of speed and basically sitting on top of the area. So now there's a flash flood watch for this area just in case more water starts coming down those canyons. Now behind me is Rice Canyon, and we are seeing a trickle of water coming down. Of course, that's a much different story from this morning, just from when we were driving around. Take a look at some video that we shot earlier this morning along the 15 freeway there in Fontana. Such light rain that it really had no traffic impact, especially for commuters. That was pretty easy going this morning, but we definitely started to see a change as the rain was picking up, especially along the westbound lanes of the 60 freeway. Just as we were trying to get over to an accident we were learning about, we saw and passed a single rollover accident with traffic backed up there. And then on the 60, we saw multiple vehicles that had been impacted, and the CHP tells us that was a chain reaction crash because other cars were trying to stop to prevent from running into the initial crash there. So as you can see, things are just rapidly changing as this rain moves in, especially here in Lake Elsinore, where we saw a lot more of that debris and mud starting to flow down Rice Canyon once again. This area definitely impacted by last week's storm that came in. It was the first major storm that moved through the area last week, especially after the Holy Fire. So this is definitely going to impact the Holy Fire burn scar. So we're hearing about possible evacuations, although we've not received the definitive on whether that's going to take place, but they are definitely telling residents to be ready, especially as this storm brings in more heavy rain.
We will be vigilant throughout the remaining hours to see what this new storm brings. And if at any time there is the possibility that there is any flash flood warning being issued, we will go into a mandatory evacuation and we will alert folks immediately if they need to evacuate. For now, we want them to make sure they're getting ready.
And back out here live, you can see this is Rice Canyon right behind me. We're not seeing a whole lot of water flowing through, but earlier that was a different story. The water was actually flowing from the midway point that you see there up into where the trees are. So they were definitely getting a lot more water. And that's what happens when you have these rapid rates of water that come through. It'll come down for a good portion, maybe 30 minutes, and then it'll subside, and then they'll build up again and have another quick flash flooding. So that's what the city and county officials want you to be aware of, is that this can change very rapidly. Now, we're also being told that the schools, because kids are in class right now, the schools will be alerted to make plans just in case things suddenly change here and those possible voluntary evacuations turn into mandatory evacuations. But as I mentioned, we still have not got a definitive answer on whether mandatory or voluntary evacuations will be issued. Reporting live here in Lake Elsinore, Leticia Juarez, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Leticia, thanks for keeping us up to date. And from the rain and mud now to this. Yes, snow and ice. The Grapevine is shut down right now in both directions until further notice. Snow and ice is causing a lot of problems in that area as well. In fact, there have been multiple crashes with vehicles sliding on parts of the 5 freeway. You can't even see the freeway in that picture. The CHP says State Route 58 is still open for now, but adds it's important to start looking for alternate routes if possible. And of course, we're going to continue monitoring the conditions for you throughout the day. We have you covered. You can get weather alerts and breaking news as well with our free ABC7 Los Angeles app. And we'll continue to bring you updates all day long right here on ABC7. We also have other news coming up for you here this morning. The private funeral service for George H.W. Bush in Texas just wrapped up. Coming up next, some of the emotional tributes to our former president. We have more breaking news now with all of the rain and mud we've been seeing. This is now a live look at a mudslide, a small one that is, in the La Tuna Canyon area. You can see the bulldozers are there trying to clean things up. This is what we know. A portion of La Tuna Canyon Road is being closed near the 210 freeway. You can see it's quite a bit of mud, but we're told by authorities that no homes are threatened at this time. You may remember this is an area that was also scorched by wildfire last year. And once again, this is always an area of concern. You can see we have more mud flow with all of the rain, the heavy rain that we've been seeing today, and they're trying to clean this up. Again, a portion of La Tuna Canyon Road is closed right now near the 210 freeway because of mud and debris flow. And there's also a major issue out on the freeways right now. Look at this, the rain continuing to causing problems here on the 5 freeway. It is closed right now at State Route 170 because of that flooding. Cars were still trying to drive through it moments ago. That's what you're looking at. This is moments ago. And one car we're told might even be stuck because when they drove through it, you know what happens when it's too deep? The car just stalls out and it dies and you're stuck there. Caltrans is on the way and they're going to try to bring in some pumps. There's the stuck car kind of towards the left with the blinking hazard lights. You're going to want to avoid that area. Again, the 5 freeway at the 170 right now. Turning to some other big news this morning, a big final farewell today to honor President George H.W. Bush. We saw family, friends gathering for a service this morning in Houston before the 41st president's journey by train to his final resting place. That train ride underway right now. ABC's TJ Parker is in Houston with the very latest.
A final goodbye to President George H.W. Bush. Thousands of people showing up to Bush's longtime church, St. Martin's Episcopal.
We are the Lord's.
Houstonians fond of their 41st president who called the Texas city home.
Well, it's a celebration. The man just lived a wonderful life.
It gives us a chance to reflect again on what a wonderful human being he was.
To be part of this farewell, it pulls on my heartstrings for sure.
Family and friends attending the private funeral service ahead of the journey to College Station, Texas, where the president will be buried at his presidential library next to wife Barbara Bush and daughter Robin.
When the history books are written, they will say that George H.W. Bush was a great president of the United States.
Son and former President George W. Bush sharing memories of his father at the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. Wednesday. Today, former Secretary of State James Baker and Bush's grandson George P. Bush sharing heartfelt eulogies.
You are safely tucked in now and through the ages with God's loving arms around you. Because our glory, George, was to have had you as our president and as such a friend.
The nation and Texas alike remembering Bush 41 for all he did. A train whose engine is named in the late president's honor. Bush 4141 will take him to College Station. Once there will be a small ceremony before he is buried. TJ Parker, ABC News, Houston, Texas.
But right here, we have more special coverage coming up with our rain hitting the region. This is a live look from our camera in Long Beach. We are not out of the woods yet. We're going to check back in with Leslie Lopez, find out when this rain is finally clearing out when we come right back.
Hey there, good morning. You know, we are looking at a flash flood warning. I just wanted to update everybody right now. This is a new one that has just been issued. This one is going to be near areas of the Canyon 1 and Canyon 2 fires through the Anaheim's area, Anaheim Hills area. Again, major concerns with this at this point. So we're going to watch out till 2:15. That's when this was going to expire. But we do have a new flash flood warning through recent burn areas. So a very close look. We are looking at a lot of rain moving through the area and heavy downpours where we are seeing rates of return at a ½ an inch in an hour. So again, that does produce that threshold where we could see mudslides and debris flows. You can see that it's all coming up from the south right now. So over into areas of Fraser Park, if you're heading along the 5 freeway too, I just want to tell everybody it's going to be a tough commute. The Grapevine is shut down because of snow in both directions. So be on the lookout for that. It's just a mess on the roads in most areas here this morning. What we'll also notice is here, I'm watching this cell, and this is coming on shore right now near Lido Island, Balboa. It's moving out into areas of Newport, eventually out to Costa Mesa. So it is going to get certainly in terms of downpours pretty heavy out there, and it continues to move its way up. And this blue that you're seeing here, right there, indications of hail near Anaheim. So again, we are looking at not only rainfall, we have some thunderstorms associated with this. Hail is going to be a concern as well. So we have hail in that direction. We have hail moving away from areas of Anaheim into Fullerton. And then we're seeing, as we're moving into Brea and then also over into Chino Hills and then moving into Pomona, we have some moderate rainfall. Everywhere else around it, we're seeing some light rain. We have a little bit more hail. You can see that blue speck. It's just along that 10 freeway heading closer towards areas of Rancho Cucamonga. So again, we're going to watch out for that. If you are getting reports of hail and it's safe to do so, take a picture and you can hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness. More hail into areas of Long Beach. And we're seeing that just north of Long Beach, getting closer towards Rossmore. Seal Beach, you might be seeing that too. Lakewood, you might be seeing a little bit of hail. We have some rainfall moving off the coastline. What I'm concerned about is this is light rain, fine. But this rain over here, this is that the red's activity. The cells that we're seeing here have a lot of rain associated with it. The potential to drop hail, the potential to drop a lot of rainfall. And so if that comes onshore, again, we're going to look at more issuing a flash flood warning. So I just really don't like to see this. As we're heading out towards Wrightwood, we have some snow, also reports of hail in that direction as well. And we could now get to see anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow for Big Bear Mountain. So that has increased as well. And fortunately, it does also mean we have to do this, a winter weather warning. So if you are heading up to the mountains, it means that you need to take the chains with you, prepare as well with warm clothing, take extra food and then water if you are climbing that mountain, moving your way up. But it is certainly a cold one today as well. We have lots of watches, warnings, advisories this morning, and it's going to continue for today, especially as we see what's happening offshore. A lot of that's going to move southbound into San Diego, but I want to show you some impressive rainfall totals that we've been seeing here this morning. I mean, we're getting almost 2 inches of rain in the last 48 hours for Brentwood. Santa Monica, about 1.5 inches over that. In Burbank, almost 2 inches of rainfall. So if you think it's pouring out there in some of these spots and you're just like, oh my gosh, it feels like a deluge, it really is. I mean, this is a lot of rain for Southern California, so it is causing some flooding on the roadway. So be very careful out there if you are commuting. Lancaster, about 1 inch of rainfall, ½ an inch of rain in Westlake Village, and Corona, just a little over ½ an inch of rainfall. So the rain continues. It's going to continue all the way through this afternoon. We are looking at some cold weather too. It looks like only 36 degrees out there in Wrightwood. Good morning. And it certainly is windy. We do have some winds out there that are really causing some problems too. You'll notice how the winds are shifting though. They are coming out of the almost offshore. We have the center of the low, which is settled right here. And that's why we're seeing more rainfall coming in. That low pressure center, the way that it's sagging south, we are getting so much rain pulled up into Southern California right now. And it's going to continue through this afternoon, your lunch hour, continue to 4:30. And then right about 5:30, 6 o'clock, 7, it begins to quiet down. And then finally suddenly at 10, 11 o'clock tonight, we really start to see the rain come to a close. So again, this is going to be another few hours of moderate to heavy rainfall in some locations. And I know the Inland Empire, you haven't seen a whole lot, but now you're beginning to see a little bit more moderate rain. As we're going to move forward, 56 degrees today in Lake Elsinore. I want to show you that 7-day before you head out, though. We did have another chance of rainfall on Tuesday. We've taken that out of the forecast, so at least it gives us some time to dry out from all the rain we are receiving here today. Overnight lows into the 50s, 72 degrees by the time we're heading into the end of the weekend. So it should be a really nice weekend for a lot of you. 60 degrees. I hope that we get to see that sunshine. We get to dry out nicely. We get to enjoy the weekend after this rainfall, and then we'll see those 70s returning on Wednesday. If you're heading out towards the beach communities, also seeing 61 degrees. We have 68 on Sunday. Overnight lows into the 50s. And if you're heading out to the mountains, well, I mean, this is great news for you skiers, for you snowboarders. We are looking at not only we were saying 3 to 6 inches of snow, now we have to add another 3 to 6. So it's more like 12 inches by the time this is all said and done. So a lot of rainfall, a lot of snowfall, a lot of powder happening right now. And then if you are heading along over into the desert areas, get ready for 47 degrees today, overnight lows into the 30s. All right, sending it back over to you, Brandy. But the system continues right now. We're really in the thick of it.
Okay, Leslie, thank you so much. We're also getting word of a possible river rescue underway right now from LA City Fire. We'll have more on that when we come right back with our Storm Track team coverage. More breaking news right now here on ABC7. You're looking at Air 7 HD over the LA River, and this is an LA City Fire helicopter. We've gotten reports into our newsroom that these fire teams are responding to reported river rescues that need to happen right now. We have not seen anybody in the water, though, but there are reports of people that need rescuing, and so that's why we're standing by to see what develops here. Again, you can see the helicopter team in place. This is in Lincoln Heights. The area is at the LA River and Broadway, and obviously you can see the conditions that have developed because of the rain and the deluge of water that we've had since the storm really picked up this morning. There were reports as many as 3 people could be needing rescue, but as Air 7 HD zooms in, again, from our vantage point, we personally have not seen anybody in the water just yet. That LA City Fire helicopter, though, that emergency team is standing by, and we're waiting to get word if they have actually confirmed that anybody has needed to be rescued, or if it's just reports that they're responding to. Clearly today, so many emergency personnel are on the standby. They're on the ready, standing by to jump at a moment's notice when it comes to possible mudslides, river rescues, debris flows. And again, we are now watching this with you as it unfolds. It's amazing to see these teams in action when they do respond. And unfortunately, and when it comes to the LA River, from time to time, we do see tragic situations develop when we get so much water all at once and it comes down into the LA River, and at times it can sweep people away. At times we've seen many of the homeless, unfortunately, take shelter there, and we've seen it sweep them away in storms like we're watching today. So we're going to continue to monitor this situation as it develops. But this is LA City Fire in Lincoln Heights right now, and over the last maybe 5 hours here in Southern California, we've seen so much change with the weather developing in those storm cells that Leslie Lopez has been talking about moving through this area all at once. When that rain falls and it dumps, major storm systems come through. We see water situations like this. So if we get word any developments there, we'll bring those to you. Hopefully there's good news and it's just a report and there's actually nobody in the water and it's a false alarm. But we'll keep you posted here on ABC7. We also have much more news here still ahead, including some breaking news. A plane that was landing at Burbank Airport, hydroplane, skidded off the runway, and some of the pictures into our newsroom are just unbelievable. Those are the passengers that deplaned afterward. We'll have more on how they're doing when we come right back.
This is Eyewitness News with live breaking news.
Breaking news right now, the rain causing this major scare at Hollywood Burbank Airport. That is a Southwest plane that was hydroplaning, went right off the runway while landing in the rain this morning. You can see where the plane skid past the red runway, that is. Those are the passengers that deplaned moments later. They were taken to a terminal on the bus. This is unbelievable to look at. You can see the plane on the ground there, and you can see the ground just torn to pieces. No injuries have been reported. A ground stop at the airport has also since been lifted, as many flights have been canceled. Not all of them, though. Just a heads up if you're heading there today. Welcome back to Eyewitness News at 11:30 a.m. I'm Brandy Hitt, and we do have more breaking news just into our newsroom. Leticia Juarez told us this was likely going to happen, and it has. There are voluntary evacuation orders that have just been issued in several areas around the Holy Fire burn area in Orange and Riverside counties. So if you live near that Holy Fire burn scar, this is the area affected, and it's because of the heavy rain that is expected to hit that area. So let's check back in with Leslie Lopez. Leslie, we're not out of the woods just yet, especially that Inland Empire.
Exactly. I want to show you what's happening out in the mountains. We have a lot of snowfall. Expected to see, look at it falling. We're expected to see about 6 to 12 inches of snow. We have some rain. We have some flash flood watches and warnings. We have advisories. We have a lot going on here. The Grapevine is also closed in both directions because of a bit of snow that has fallen in that area as well. So very icy. Cars were slipping. So, I mean, if you're driving that direction, it's going to be a tough one. Hopefully you can find an alternate route or just make other plans. Otherwise, here's what it looks like right now. Live Mega Doppler 7000 HD. I mean, we are inundated. We have a lot of rainfall. A lot of rainfall coming in on shore in Orange County and also into Long Beach right now, and then moving its way out towards Lakewood. A lot of these cells, though, I don't like to see this red because it does produce a lot of rainfall in a short amount of time. That's ½ an inch per hour, and that meets the threshold of potentially providing some mud and debris flows. We're seeing some rainfall, again, moderate rain moving through areas of Long Beach, headed into Cerritos, Norwalk. We have some rain Santa Ana. We have some more moderate rainfall moving into the Chino Hills area and then up towards Pomona. We have some rain moving into La Habra and Anaheim. We had some hail a little while ago. Reports of hail through Rancho Cucamonga, San Antonio Heights. We have rain pretty much in most areas, but we're starting to see some breaks, which is good news. Some breaks near San Clemente and Dana Point. We have some breaks over into the Thousand Oaks area, which is nice to see that too. We have some breaks in the Inland Empire. So this is starting to become a little bit less intense in some of these locations for now. We are looking at more rain on the way. I'll show you that coming up in a full forecast. There's still more to come, more hail potentially too, and recent burn areas potentially under threat. Guys, I'll send it over to you, Brandy.
Okay, thanks so much, Leslie. And Long Beach has also been soaked this morning by all that heavy rain. Eyewitness News reporter Sid Garcia has been in the middle of it. Sid, you're now back with us, and I just saw another cell is headed your way, my friend.
I tell you what, if it's coming our way, we got to get through this little one right now. It's not that bad, but with the other cell coming in, we know we're going to get down. We're right near Alameda's Bay here. And so far, believe it or not, no major problems, but take a look. This is along Pacific Coast Highway, along the Sunset Beach, Huntington Beach border here. It rained pretty heavy this morning, and it caused some problems with flooding at the usual spot, Pacific Coast Highway and Warner. But the water receded and traffic was getting by pretty well. Here in Long, we spent some time in Seal Beach where it rained lightly, but no problems. Along the coast near the pier, as you know, the berm is up protecting the homes behind the berm. In Long Beach, the rain was light to moderate before dawn. Then after dawn, it started to get heavier, a little heavier, and then a little heavier. And it's been consistent. We took a drive over to Belmont Shore. Folks were with their umbrellas and bundled up because it is cold out here. But we haven't seen the hail that's been reported, but what we have seen is a lot of rain. And so far, it really hasn't bothered most of the people that we had a chance to talk to this morning.
Well, I'm from Chicago, so this is a lot better from being back home in the snow and the 20-degree weather, for sure. But I'm good with it. You know, with all the fires and everything that have been going on, I'm good with it. It feels good.
The big concern, obviously, is the burn victims up, you know, the burnout areas. So, you know, we need the rain, but at the same time, moderation's the key, right?
Again, right now, the rain's coming down. It's moderate, but as we've been told, we've got another cell coming our way, so just be careful if you're going to be venturing out. Live in Long Beach, I'm Sid Garcia, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And you get out of it, my friend. Thank you, sir. We're keeping an eye on that weather all morning long, including this afternoon. Here's a look outside in Burbank right now, and we have an emergency situation there. Fire standing by. Hope to get you some more information on that. Also, meteorologist Leslie Lopez is going to be here with your 7-day AccuWeather forecast when we come right back. Also, before we head to break, we got to show you some cute faces. We love your holiday photos, and I love sharing them with you. Please share your pics, cats included, even if you dress them up on social media using the hashtag ABC7 Holiday, especially if you dress them up. And you can see your photos right here on ABC7 Eyewitness News with Mickey himself. We'll be sharing your pictures through the end of the year.
Hey there and welcome back. Well, we do have right now another warning, a flash flood warning. This is over into areas of the Canyon 1 and Canyon 2 fires. That's primarily where we're seeing the concerns. We also have rainfall moving in at heavy rates in areas of Orange County. I mean, you can see it here. Lots of rain coming onshore into areas of Long Beach, but primarily also into Orange County. You're seeing some rainfall and even snowfall along the Grapevine. The Grapevine shut down in both directions because of sheets of snow that are blanketing the commute. So unfortunately, that means that if you're trying to get into Kern County, it's going to be a really tough one, or get out of Kern County in Los Angeles. It'll be pretty tough as well. Here's that cell that I really don't like to see this, and it's only getting larger. The color red means that we are getting half an inch of rain per hour, which does bring up our thresholds of rainfall, and that does promote flooding. And so that's why we have issued that flash flood warning in that area. Unfortunately, it's extending all the way up towards Santa Ana. It's going to move farther northbound into Villa Park, potentially Yorba Linda, you're next to. And so again, heavy rain that could bring down some hail. So we have been seeing that this morning as well. And moderate cells that continue to move through Brea, continue to move through areas of Chino Hills and Pomona. We have some rainfall moving as well into areas of the foothills and our mountain locations. But you can see that there's still a lot more of that red on the way. It's out to the ocean right now. We've been seeing some lightning strikes out onto the water. Most of this is going to shift southbound and then move into San Clemente and then likely carve into areas of Lake Elsinore and off into the Inland Empire. So again, this line of storms is passing through Orange County, but is shifting southbound here. So I think you're going to see some heavier rainfall amounts as you're getting into the Inland Empire in just a few short hours. As we're noticing, though, Long Beach, you have some more moderate rainfall moving through your area along with San Pedro, just getting its way on shore right now. Also into Seal Beach and Rossmore, Lakewood. You're going to see that here shortly. And then we're also getting more of those cells. I'm seeing one right after another. I mean, that's just a lot of convective activity. And this does bring in with it some wind. So you could also see some very strong gusty winds. Thunderstorms are not out of the questions with any of these red cells that we're seeing here that are coming in. And then if you're heading up to the mountains, well, we have some snowfall. And so for Wrightwood, for areas of Big Bear, we are getting Big Bear snow reports. Already 3 inches of new snow, but 6 to 12 inches is not out of the question once this is all said and done. Lots of flash flood warnings. Advisory still for the Inland Empire, not so much though anymore for Los Angeles. So again, most of the rain is shifting out towards the east now. So we're starting to see some clearing right behind that, which is good news, especially for the burn areas, the Woolsey burn areas in particular. Snow again about 6 to 12, 7,000 feet and above. Here's a time lapse of the snowfall. So we're still going to continue to see snow throughout today into tonight for the Big Bear area. And hopefully that means for all you skiers and snowboarders that had your sights on the weekend, you're going to be okay. You're going to see some of that snowfall out there. And hopefully it's a beautiful weekend, and we really don't want to see too much damage after all of this rainfall. We are going to get rain tonight. This is 7:30 in the evening, but now we're seeing a lot of breaks, and it really slows down right about 7:30, and then it really becomes scattered and lighter rainfall. So by the time we wake up tomorrow, this is all said and done. We get back to normal, and then there's sunshine on the way. Here's your 7-day outlook powered by AccuWeather for Los Angeles and Orange County. 61 today. Then we have 72 degrees on Sunday. If you're heading out Tuesday and Wednesday, we're back into the 60s. But again, a 72 on Sunday, that's not bad. That's a nice sunny weekend. If you're heading out towards the valleys, the Inland Empire, 60 degrees. And then we're going to warm it up. We're going to warm up back to about 72 degrees for the valleys and the Inland Empire. So it should be nice. If you are heading into a nice Sunday, your plans shouldn't be hampered by any rainfall. Now, Tuesday, there was that chance. We were talking about earlier this week of some rain on Tuesday, but that has been taken out of the forecast. So that's good. At least we get some time to dry out here. As we're heading out to the mountain community, communities, 37 overnight lows into the 20s. We do expect to see temperatures just stay really cold all the way through next week. And then finally for the high desert areas, get ready for about 47. Then we have about 63 degrees on Sunday and your overnight lows staying right into the 30s. Brandy, sending it over to you.
Okay, Leslie, thank you so much. Of course, we're keeping an eye on the weather. We'll have more for you coming up. And we also want to show you this live look in Echo Park. This is a breaking news fire situation. The House of Spirits liquor store has burned. Fire crews still working on that scene. We'll be right back. More news right now. Let's get you up to speed and more details on this breaking news fire. This is in Echo Park. It's a structure fire on Echo Park and Sunset Boulevard. The House of Spirits liquor store has burned, and you can see LA City Fire is on the scene. The roof gone and that store virtually destroyed. We have so many crews as the helicopter zooms out that work to put this fire out on just such a horrible day when emergency crews have a lot of other issues that they're dealing with the rain and the storm coverage that we have right now. But that liquor store in Echo Park has been destroyed. The other thing, we've been following the roads, and right now if you're driving, Scott Reif in Air 7 HD, the Grapevine looks like a mess, Scott.
It is horrific, Brandy. It is thousands of folks just stranded on the 5 north of the 138. Now, they've shut the 5 freeway down at Parker, down by Castaic. But look at the 5 northbound headed up into Gorman. It is thousands of vehicles, most of them trucks, it looks like, trying to travel northbound. And look at all the snow on the ground. Now, there's escorts on the southbound side, but all lanes northbound have been shut down. A portion of the 138 is shut down as well. And you could tell there's a lot of snow still coming down just by looking at our shot. So keep advised, the 5 freeway northbound is a complete closure. You got to take the 14 really all the way to the 58 into Bakersfield if you're leaving LA and you want to get away to the north. And it looks like it'll be some time before they reopen the freeway here.
Man, I've seen it bad. I've seen it snow, but I've never seen it that bad. Okay, Scott Reif in Air 7 HD. Everyone, you've been warned. The 5 shut down, and it is all white up there, covered in snow. Coming up next, we're going to final look at your weather, find out how long this storm's going to last. We'll be right back.
And heavy rain continues to move its way onshore into Orange County and also into areas of Long Beach. I want to point out that we do have this red cell going right into areas of, it looks like Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, Santa Ana, and Irvine as well. That means that we're getting rainfall of about ½ an inch an hour. That's a lot of rain for Southern California. So if you're moving in that direction, heavy downpours are headed your way. Also looking at hail as a possibility. We have some light showers, though, finally in the Woolsey Fire area. We have some light showers in Pomona, but more moderate rainfall for areas of Chino Hills. I mean, it's just been raining for a lot of these places nonstop. For Rancho Cucamonga, we have moderate rainfall. We have snowfall for our local mountain communities. So it means 6 to 12 inches of new snow, powder on the ground for our local ski resorts. There's a lot of rain still moving through areas of Long Beach. You're seeing that all the way into Downey now. So more moderate rain coming in. But finally, I like to see this. This is some clearing that's right behind it over in 1,000 Oaks and then also into the recent burn area. Santa Clarita, some light rain, but we have some breaks in this rain finally. This will continue through this evening. Finally, tomorrow we clear out. Over to you, Brandy.
Okay, Leslie, with so much talk of the weather and the cold, we wanted to leave you with something warm here at 11 a.m. The Pantone Color Institute has announced its 2019 color of the year, and it is a warm shade. The shade is Living Coral. The self-described global authority on color describes Living Coral as having warmth and providing comfort. Do you feel it a little bit on a day like today through your screen? They say it also encourages fun, activity, and intimacy. In case you're wondering, Ultraviolet was 2018's pick, that is greenery, got the nod in 2017. Pantone is also known for keeping an eye on trends in art, lifestyle, music, and travel. So we leave you with that. Actually, we left you with that for a moment. We do want to show you a situation and leave you with this, the reality of today. The 5 is now shut down on the Grapevine because of the snow. This is a live look from Air 7 HD right now. Please be safe out there. Check the travel conditions because it's not known when the I-5 is going to open once again. We'll see you at 3.